Hey guys, Peter here to do an album review, and today I'm here to talk to you guys about Imperial Domain, a melodic death metal band from Sweden, and their brand new album, The Deluge, comes out August 10th on Inverse Records. This is the band's third studio album. Now, this album has 8 songs, it's 38 minutes in length, but there is one instrumental track called Evanescent. The first things I noticed listening to this album, there were 3 things that immediately spoke to me the first time I heard the album from song 1 to song 8. First thing was the harsh vocals of the lead singer. I absolutely loved it. I really like the tone of his voice, I really like his delivery, and I really like the vocals, period. I really feel that the vocals really add a nice contrast to the amount of melody that their songs has. There is so many melodic components into their music that really needed something to create a little bit of a contrast, and those harsh vocals are the perfect contrast. Another element that I really enjoyed was the female choir, vocals, humming, whatever you want to call it. They use it in several of their songs, and it's absolutely mind-blowing because it adds so much melody and adds a little bit of an ambiance, like a little bit of a atmosphere to the songs, a little bit it sheds a little bit of a dark cloud over the song, and it really fits the lyrics of the songs and the style of the songs perfectly. It was really smart how they did it. They didn't overuse it. They didn't use it on every single track in order to add layers to the original vocals, in order to add melody to the song. They use it very sporadically throughout the album, but in the songs that they decided to use it, they used it very well. It gives the song a little bit of life. It obviously gives the song a lot of melody because you can hear it in the background, and it's always there in the background. So it definitely gives the songs melody. But to me, it gives a little bit of an ominous vibe to it. It gives this little bit of a dark feeling, a dark vibe to the overall song. While it adds so much melody to the song, it also makes the song a lot darker. So I really like that dynamic that those vocals really give when you compare them with the harsh vocals of the lead singer. The other component that really spoke to me was the keyboard. He also used the keyboard sporadically throughout the song. Some songs more than others, some songs more predominant than others. And that's another component of melody that they use throughout this record. But once again, they didn't really overuse it. And the most important aspect for me as far as the keyboard use is concerned is that they didn't allow the keyboard to overshadow a lot of the other instruments. They really used it well. They use it sporadically just to give the songs enough melody and to create a nice little tempo to the songs. Really well done, not overly used, not to make the songs feel almost studio manufactured. I don't like when bands use the keyboards extensively, almost giving the song a little bit of a feeling of being created and not being organic. So they didn't go that route. They use it sporadically to just give the songs a little bit of melody here and there. So I really like that. Another aspect that I really enjoyed was the different components, the different ways that they use those elements in order to get songs either started or in the middle of songs or at the end of songs. For example, they used some acoustic guitars. They used those keyboards to give melody throughout the songs, and some songs they used those keyboards as the intro to the song. So they really used all of these different components that they had to create melody when melody needed to be created, but also to give the songs a little bit of a dark vibe, a dark cloud over them. So I really like the fact that while using the same component, they use it in a different way so that it doesn't become repetitive, so that song after song, you don't feel like you're listening to the same song just with different lyrics and a different guitar solo. I like that. That was really creative from their part. I really enjoyed that. I think it's important for bands when they start using a lot of keyboards or they're using female choir, humming voices in the background in order to add layers to the song. I think it's important that you create it, you use them, and you can use them throughout the album, but you use it in a creative way and you change a few things here and there to make the songs feel fresh, unique, and different from each other, that they don't become repetitive. And these guys did that throughout the album. And I really enjoy the fact that they used all these different components, changed them up a little bit to make each song feel very unique and different from each other. Now, as far as my favorite songs, I have to start with True Face of War. True Face of War. Let me say this about this song. The piano intro in this song is extremely well placed. It almost reminded me of Orden Ogan intro to Fever. Very similar in terms of the style. Not in terms of the music itself, but in terms of the style. The way that song starts with the keyboard with a piano intro. It gives a very dark and ominous vibe to the start of the song. I really like it. This is also one of those songs where they use those female choir backing vocals, and once again, that adds a very dark ambiance to an overall very heavy but still super melodic song. So they were able to create a song that, from a drumming and guitar perspective, was very heavy. You add the harsh vocals to it, it makes it even heavier. And then in order for them to add melody to the song, they use the keyboard and those female backing vocals. Those two components really gave a song that's super heavy the necessary melody to really break that heaviness and make the song flow a lot better. Really enjoyed this song. This is the first song of the album. One of my favorite songs of the album. It was such a cool introduction to the album to start off with this song, especially in the manner that it starts with that piano at the beginning, really reminiscent, like I said, of Fever. I really liked it. Another song is The Future Is Lost. This song also has another cool intro. They use intros in their songs, very different intros, to create an atmosphere, an environment to what the song is going to be about from the lyric perspective, but also from a music perspective. In this song, they use an acoustic guitar to start, and I really liked it. Once again, as they did in the other song with the keyboard, and this song they did it with acoustic guitar, it really sets the tone of the song. It starts really mellow with this acoustic guitar, but at the same time, as it is mellow, it is dark, and you know that there's something that's going to come next. And what comes next is a really great guitar riff and really great guitar melody, especially around the chorus. The guitar melody around the chorus mixed in with the lyrics of the chorus really adds for a song that it's full of despair, full of a feeling of loss. You know, it's incredible the way they started the song with that guitar. It really sets the tone for what's going to come next, and what's going to come next is a heavy song that has a very dark and doom and gloom chorus, but really well done, because the guitar melody of that chorus is really where you're going to get the melody for the song. But when you look at the lyrics and you look at the way the lyrics are delivered on that chorus, it's absolutely like gut-wrenching. It's so dark and ominous and doom and gloom. It's great song. Another really good song. Last but not least is Eternal. This is another song that also used that female siren-like humming background vocals. It's really hard for me to describe it. It's almost like the singing of a mermaid to attract the ships to the rock so they could crash and sink. It's very well placed the way they do it. It's not necessarily a choir, but it's the female singing, but it's not really singing. It's more of a humming in the background that adds such a sinister feel to this song. And this song is very melodic, it's very heavy, but that humming in the background really gives life to the lyrics of this song. It really gives the song that dark and sinister feel that the lyrics are delivering to you as the listener. But once you add her voice in the background, it just adds this something else. It's almost that there's another presence in that song, that there is another life form in that song. Really, really cool. They used in this song, while the guitar melodies in this song are present and they're there, the majority of the melody is really coming from the female humming choir, whatever you want to call it. The riff around the chorus is also very captivating, is really cool and melodic. This is also another song that alternates the more heavier riffs with the more melodic riffs, and they tend to use more melodic riffs around the chorus and then heavier riffs throughout the song. That to me seems to be their DNA, at least in this record. That's the vibe that I got. This is it. This is Imperial Domain, the Deluge, out August 10th, melodic death metal band from Sweden. I really enjoyed this album. It was really refreshing because I really enjoyed how they used guitars, keyboards, female backing vocals, and they used them in different ways, and they create different songs altogether. So they're using the same components throughout the album, but they're using them very differently in each song in order to give each song the uniqueness that each song really deserves and needs. So I really enjoyed this record. I thought it was a really pleasant surprise. Another cool band from Sweden, another cool melodic death metal band from Sweden. Now I want to hear from you guys. You guys know about this band? Have you heard the record? Let me know in the comment section below your thoughts on this band. perhaps another good melodic death metal bands from Sweden that are kind of underground. Let me know in the comment section below. I'll be reading those and getting back to you guys. See ya.